A super shy feral cat stood in front of a passerby out of the blue. He mustered up the courage to keep meowing in front of him. The man also stopped with a bewildered expression. Then the stray cat's wife turned up. The man discovered that her abdomen was bulging. The female cat must have been pregnant. The man finally understood the stray cat's purpose when stopping him. Although he felt afraid of humans, he still tried to stop the man and ask for help. Because of his wife and their unborn kittens, the man wondered why the beautiful and gentle cat couple were abandoned and had to live a wandering life in which they struggled with hunger. Their previous owners were probably just interested in keeping them for a short time, and didn't need even a reason when they wanted to abandon them. There was fear in the cat's eyes, but he still tried to please the man. The man couldn't help but feel so sad. He stood up and left there. When he returned, he brought them a box full of meat. The mother cat quickly started eating. Her husband just sat next to her, carefully protected his wife. He knew that she and their unborn babies need the food more than him. If you want to bring them home, please comment below. It wasn't long before other stray cats arrived. They smelt the food and quietly came, then stood close to the man. He didn't chase them away either. He even asked them to come and eat. The man discovered that there was a cat with a special appearance. His body was black while his head was white, and on his white head was a black nose. The man couldn't help but admit that these stray cats are all polite. They didn't forget to thank the man after eating. Yet the first cat that stood in his way hadn't eaten anything at all. When the other cats approached, he even fiercely chased them away. It could be seen that he was protecting his wife. Hope that all stray cats can be fed every day. A naughty old lady takes advantage of her dog's sleep to stealthily go behind him. At the moment, the black dog is still sleeping soundly. Her action makes the white dog next to her bewildered. The old woman caresses the black dog, yet he feels scared and quickly runs away. Perhaps you also think that grandma is too naughty. At this age, she still teases her dog like this. But the truth is completely different from your speculation. Grandma has 4 dogs. Only this black dog is determined not to let her pet him. He is 5 years old, and was taken after by grandma single-handedly. He always keeps a safe distance of 1 meter from the old woman. Grandma can't walk fast, so she has to give up when chasing after him. Even when feeding the pet dog, she still fails to come near him. One day, the old woman makes a barbecue in the front yard. After the black dog smells the food, he drools on the ground. Even though he craves food that much, he still refuses to approach grandma. When he sees her holding a piece of meat, only when the old lady puts down the food and leaves, he will come to eat. In fact, the black dog loves the old lady. He always goes after her. It can be said that they are joined at the hip. Grandma is preparing to go to the fields. Then the black dog comes and follows behind his owner. The old lady doesn't want to let him go with her. She points her finger and asks him to come back. The black dog pretends to turn around and leave, but then hides to the side. He waits until she doesn't notice, and immediately runs to her. The dog continues to keep a safe distance to protect his owner. He loves grandma so much, and why doesn't he let her touch him? Turns out 5 years ago, grandpa passed away due to illness. The old woman temporarily couldn't accept reality. Every day, she just cried in bed, and didn't pay attention to the black dog. He also tried not to disturb grandma. As the years go by, he has grown bigger, and gets used to this life. He always keeps a certain distance and silently protects his owner. The old woman has overcome her sadness, but the dog hasn't. Recently, she noticed that his eyes have been acne-prone, and feels worried about the dog's health problems. So she invites an expert in animal behavior to her house. After conversing for a while, the expert asks the old woman to lie down, then places some pork around grandma. He wants to use food to lead the dog into the house. Wait after he eats all the food, then grandma will try to communicate with him as much as possible. In such a small room, but the black dog is determined to keep a distance from her. Then the expert brings a blanket to divide the room into 2, so that grandma and her dog stay inside the smaller space. Now the black dog no longer knows where to hide. The old woman wears a glove on her hand, then tries stroking him. Although both of them are tense, a warm scene happens. The black dog doesn't run away or resist her either. On the contrary, he obediently lets grandma caress his body. After the expert takes out the blanket, he still doesn't run away. The black dog soon falls asleep. The old lady then takes off her glove, and strokes his fur. Also, helps him take down the ticks on his head. Later, a doctor comes to her house and checks the dog's health. Fortunately, there are no other diseases, so the doctor puts a few drops of tick repellent on him. Grandma says it's been 5 years, yet this is the first time she has been in close contact with her dog. Early in the morning, while running on the road, the young man is stopped by a stray kitten. He fiercely stands in the middle of the road, with a facial expression like, "If you dare to step in, I will give you 2 slaps." His fur even stands on end, just like an angry tiger cub. He is small yet so bad-tempered. Look at his ferocious appearance. Strangers will think they owe him a box of pate. But this kid looks pretty cute. On his round face are 2 sparkling eyes. His ears stand up and also look adorable. This lovely kitten doesn't look like a badass. Because he's hungry, he decides to steal food, doesn't he? The man is also a badass. He holds the phone close to the kitten. This makes the cat even angrier. His mouth mumbles, asking the man to turn on the filter for him. None of them are willing to give in. Even the feral cat nearby comes to watch their drama. The kitten doesn't care at all. He is busy meowing, as if he wants to say, "Hey handsome," then gives the man a slap out of the blue. The kitten is too young to lead a wandering life. To protect himself from being bullied, this cute-looking cat has had to pretend to be ferocious. The man wonders why the pretty kitten is left alone outside, not being taken care of by his mother cat. He can only lead a miserable life and struggle with hunger. If you want to save this kitten, please comment below. Fortunately, after struggling for a while, the kitten is no longer afraid of the man. He just gives the man a pitiful gaze. Looks like he's asking him for some food. Soon after, the man bought him some pate. Even if he isn't rich, he can't let the cute kitten go hungry. But the furry little friend seems to have never eaten pate before. After smelling the food, he suddenly bites into the box. The feral cat next to him also gets impatient with the kitten. After a while, the kitten still hasn't eaten. Maybe that's because he isn't used to eating pate. In the end, the kitten shakes his head and gives up. Look at the cute yet poor baby boy. The man can't help but stroke him, then quickly withdraws his hand because he's afraid that the kitten won't allow him. The kitten is no longer as resistant as before. He sits on the ground showing off his cuteness, which makes the man very happy. He reaches out his hand and gently lifts the kitten. He seems to be cooperative too, although his eyes show a little discomfort. His look makes us not know whether to laugh or cry. Seeing that the man refuses to let go of his hand, the kitten struggles to get out. But his attitude is completely different now. He doesn't shy away from playing with the man. Now it's fun to look at him. Of course, the kitten can't live outside anymore, so the man decides to bring him home. At the same time, he also checks his gender. Turns out this is a fierce baby girl. The man holds her in his arms lovingly. What happened just now is still in his memory. Perhaps this is a predestined fate. Well, just go with the flow. The kitten is then brought home in the man's bag. If you meet such a cute cat, how can you not take her home? She is also a brave baby girl. Arriving in a new place doesn't make her feel stressed at all. On the contrary, she even takes a walk around the house. The man's pet cat can only shake his head as he sees this. He thinks that his owner has brought a badass home. The kitten seems to know that she doesn't need to be wandering anymore. She softly meows and shows her cuteness to the man. The man picks her up again and strokes her non-stop. As expected, knowing how to act cute is a great advantage. The fierce kitten has found a gentle owner. I'm sure he will have a beautiful life in the future. The warm-hearted man also deserves our praise for adopting the kitten. Hope that people never abandon their pets, because not all feral cats are lucky enough to have good people help them. Be kind to these lovely creatures. Let's love them together.